In this video, we're talking about how to simplify powers of fractions. So basically what we're talking about is we have a fraction and we're raising the entire fraction to a power. The most important thing we need to realize about raising a fraction to some power is that we can apply that exponent, that power, separately to the numerator and denominator. We don't have to deal with the fraction altogether. So in other words, here we have the fraction 2/3 and we're raising the entire fraction to the power of 3. Well, we can instead take 2 to the power of 3 divided by 3 to the power of 3. So we just applied this exponent to the numerator to get 2 cubed and to the denominator to get 3 cubed. We didn't have to deal with the fraction altogether. Now when we look at this, 2 cubed we know is 8, and if we're not sure we can always write out 3 factors of 2, so 2 times 2 times 2, and in the denominator we have 3 factors of 3, or 3 cubed, which is 3 times 3 times 3. And when we simplify that, we get 8 over 27, because 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, so we get 8 in the numerator, and 3 cubed, we get 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27, so the final answer here then is 8 over 27. We can do this with variables also, so if we look at this fraction, we have x squared over a cubed, and that whole fraction is raised to the power of 2. Well, we can apply this exponent separately to the numerator and denominator, so we can get x squared, and then squared again, and a cubed, and then squared again like this. That's of course going to give us x squared times x squared, and in the denominator, a cubed times a cubed. And remember, when we multiply like bases, we just add the exponents. So x squared times x squared gives us x to the 2 plus 2, or x to the 4. And a cubed times a cubed gives us a to the 3 plus 3, or a to the 6th. As you get more practice, you might find that it's faster not to distribute the exponent across the numerator and denominator. What you can do instead is realize that you have this whole fraction, this is a factor, and this exponent is telling you that you have 2 factors of this fraction. In other words, you want to take the whole fraction and multiply it by itself. So this is the same as x squared over a cubed times x squared over a cubed, and now you can just multiply across your numerator and denominator, right? We basically got to this point, we just didn't distribute the exponent directly across the numerator and denominator, and so of course you'd still end up with x to the 4th over a to the 6th. Let's look at an example where we do that straight from the beginning. So here we have the square root of 2 over 4, and that whole fraction raised to the power of 3, or cubed. Well, here this is going to be the same thing as square root of 2 over 4 times square root of 2 over 4 times square root of 2 over 4, because we have 3 factors of this fraction. Then when we multiply across directly, we get square root of 2 times square root of 2 times square root of 2. If we combine this square root of 2 with this square root of 2, that's going to be equal to 2. So we'll end up with 2 times the square root of 2, like this. And then in our denominator, 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 again is 64, so we get 64. And now we can just reduce the fraction by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2. So 2 divided by 2 gives us 1, so we just end up with the square root of 2. And in our denominator, 64 divided by 2 is going to give us 32. So our final answer becomes root 2 over 32.